and remote jobs are here to stay.
They're playing Vicky Wynn's song, and apparently worker tracking is a part of all of this. A growing number of companies now monitoring their employees, even down to the keystroke or the mouse click. And the question is, are we okay with that?
Well, our senior consumer investigative correspondent Vicky Wynn joins us with a closer look at the pros and cons. Good morning.
Yeah, believe it or not, there are two sides to this. Good morning. Having your boss serve as big brother, well, it may sound like grounds for a new job, but some experts say this is productivity monitoring and it is here to stay. It's a trade-off for the flexibility of working from home. To keep it from backfiring, though, they say employers should be transparent and treat workers fairly.
For many Americans, working from home is now more feasible than ever. One recent survey showing 58% of respondents say they can work remotely at least one day a week, with 35% having the option to work from home the entire week. And with more people operating outside of the office, some companies are stepping up worker tracking, or so-called tattleware or surveillance software. That is, supervisors monitoring daily activities through company-issued devices, including keyboard usage, screen time, clicks, and more.
I would definitely leave that company and try to seek a job elsewhere.
If it was a company I really admired and worked for, I wouldn't be bothered by it.
A recent New York Times investigation found 8 of the 10 largest private employers in the U.S. track the productivity metrics of their workers, many of them in real time, leading to many employees being subject to scores, trackers, idle buttons, and more, which can lead to lost wages and, in some cases, even terminations, according to the Times. Earlier this year, we chatted with business ethics professor J.S. Nelson, who told us people working somewhere with more than 500 employees should be on high alert.
Definitely need to think about being photographed, listening through your microphone, keystroke logging software. So recording what you are typing at any given time, what websites you're going to, who you're communicating with.
As increased productivity and transparency have been cited as benefits of everyday worker tracking, experts say workers being treated fairly is crucial. When an employee doesn't feel the ability to control what's happening, how does it affect their behavior at work?
They feel less responsibility to do good work, to be the best employee they can be, to fully engage themselves. And monitoring strips that away. It takes them away from their work in that sense because they're not as engaged in it.
And with more and more employees already feeling burnt out, some workers argue not every job or task can be monitored digitally, often leading to real work falling outside of tracking data, including face-to-face meetings.
You simply can't track all the behaviors that go into a successful workday. You have to continue to focus on employees' work outputs, not necessarily the inputs.
And while there are creative options out there that might be able to help,
if you work from home, you need a mouse jiggler. It jiggles your mouse to make it seem like you're working.
Some are weighing whether to keep their jobs or take their talents elsewhere.
Wait, there's a mouse jiggler? And they think you're working. Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
Okay, that's next level.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. So then are the companies obligated to tell their workers that they're monitoring them?
This is a gray area. It sort of depends on where you live, Chanel, but legal experts, ethics experts have long said, look, if you're an employer and you're using this, the best practice is be upfront about it. Tell your employees what the expectations are. And if you're a worker, have that conversation. Talk to your boss, talk to your HR department, ask how the data is being collected, how is it being used. At the end of the day, if everybody's doing the right thing, we're good. But this stuff is here to stay.
Yeah, and those are computers probably that are owned by the company that you're
yes,
using.
They can put it on your personal devices,
Right, yeah.
But so many of us take home our work tablet and laptop and phone. So expect it, especially if your company is 500 people or over.
Okay. I
think
think you're right.
bet
Just
on there.
expect it.
Okay.
Expect it, but I